Gather round, my friends, young and old, for a tale as old as the whispering winds of the savannah, yet fresh with the sting of betrayal and the bite of greed. This is the story of King Zora, the Iron Fist of the Golden Kingdom, a tyrant whose shadow alone made warriors tremble and mothers hush their children. In the heart of a land where baobab trees stretched like ancient giants toward the sun, King Zora ruled not with wisdom, but with a clenched fist wrapped in gold. His palace gleamed with stolen treasures, ivory tusks from raided villages, diamonds plucked from miners' bloodied hands, and mountains of grain hoarded while his people starved. "Fear me," he'd bellow from his throne of ebony and lion skins, "for I am the storm that devours the weak." And fear him they did. Markets fell silent at his approach, lovers parted in the night lest their whispers reach his spies, and the once vibrant kingdom withered like grass in drought. But oh, what fueled this monster? Greed, pure and devouring, a hunger that no feast could sat. King Zora dreamed of a crown heavier than the world itself, forged from every gem in the earth. Legend spoke of the crystal of eternal wealth, hidden deep in the forbidden caves beyond the whispering river. It grants riches beyond mortal dreams, the elders whispered in secret, but only to the pure of heart. Zora scoffed at such nonsense. "Purity is for fools," he snarled. "I will seize it, and my enemies will kneel in the dust of my fortune." He summoned his most trusted general, the grizzled Kofi, whose loyalty was said to be carved in stone. "Lead my army to the caves," commanded the king. "Bring me the crystal, or return without your head." General Kofi bowed low, his eyes flickering with something unspoken, perhaps the first seed of doubt. With 500 warriors, shields gleaming like the moon on water, they marched at dawn. The journey was perilous. Crocodiles snapped from the river's murky depths, fever spirits danced in the fever trees, and the caves themselves breathed a foul wind that twisted minds. Days turned to weeks, and whispers spread among the men, tales of the crystal's curse, how it turned the greedy to dust. But Kofi pressed on, loyal to the whip of the tyrant's command. Meanwhile, in the palace, Prince Malik, Zora's only son, paced the marble halls. Tall and handsome, with his father's sharp eyes but a mother's gentle heart, Malik had watched his father's cruelty poison the land. "One day, father, your greed will be your undoing," he murmured to the stars. Yet fear bound him like chains. To defy Zora meant death. Or did it? Secretly, Malik met with the palace scribe, wise old Mama Aisha, who knew the ancient prophecies. "The crystal seeks balance," she warned. "Greed invites ruin." Malik's heart twisted. Could he betray his blood for the kingdom's sake? Back at the caves, triumph. General Kofi's men breached the glowing cavern, and there it was, the crystal of eternal wealth, pulsing like a living heart, veins of light weaving through its facets. For the king, they cheered, wrapping it in lion cloth. But as Kofi lifted it, a voice echoed from the depths. A spectral guardian, formless as smoke. "Who seeks my power?" it boomed. "He who values wealth above all," Kofi replied boldly. The crystal flared, and riches poured forth, gold coins cascading like rain, jewels blooming from stone. The men danced in ecstasy, chests filling to bursting. Kofi laughed, visions of glory dancing in his eyes. "The king will reward me beyond dreams." As they emerged into sunlight, a shadow fell. Raiders from the rival Shadow clan, tipped off by a spy, ambushed the convoy. Arrows whistled like vengeful spirits, swords clashed in a frenzy of blood and betrayal. Kofi fought like a lion, but the crystal slipped from his grasp, rolling into the river. "No," he roared, diving after it. The waters claimed him, and with him, half the army. The survivors staggered home, empty-handed, bearing only wounds and whispers of doom. "The caves are cursed," they told the king. Zora's rage erupted like a volcano. Traitors, liars, he had them flogged in the square, their screams a warning to all. But doubt gnawed at him. Had the crystal rejected him? Prince Malik saw his chance. In the dead of night, cloaked as a beggar, he slipped into the royal vaults. There, hidden among the gold, lay a map to the caves, stolen from Mama Aisha's forbidden scrolls. "I will claim the crystal myself," he vowed, not for greed, but to shatter father's tyranny. He gathered a small band of loyalists, farmers weary of taxes, weavers crushed by levies, promising them freedom. They set out under cover of stars, hearts pounding with suspense. Would the king discover their flight? Spies lurked everywhere. Days into the journey, disaster struck. A storm unleashed floods, washing away their path. Malik clung to a branch, the map dissolving in the torrent. All is lost, his men cried. Among them was Juma, a sly fisherman who claimed to know a secret trail. Follow me, he urged. Malik, desperate, agreed. They snaked through thorn thickets, evading leopards whose eyes glowed like embers. At last, the caves loomed, darker than sin. Inside, suspense thickened like fog. Echoes mocked their steps, shadows twisted into grasping hands. Malik found the crystal's pedestal, empty now, but a faint glow lingered in a crevice. His hand trembled as he reached, brilliant light exploded. Riches swirled, but the guardian voice returned. What do you seek, son of the tyrant? Malik's voice cracked. Justice, for my people. The crystal hummed approval, granting not gold, but visions. The kingdom's suffering, his father's downfall foretold. They emerged to find the palace aflame. General Kofi, presumed drowned, lived. Washed ashore by the river god's mercy, he had rallied survivors and marched on the capital, declaring rebellion. The king's greed doomed us, he shouted to cheering crowds. But the ultimate betrayal? Prince Malik rode at Kofi's side, his cloak discarded, revealing royal silks. He had sent word via carrier pigeon during the storm. Juma was no fisherman, but Malik's planted ally, ensuring Kofi's survival. King Zora, cornered in his throne room, clutched his scepter as flames licked the walls. Malik, my son, you snake, he bellowed, eyes wild with fury and heartbreak. I raised you for glory. Malik stepped forward, crystal in hand. It pulsed ominously. You raised a monster, father, and I became the blade to end it. Zora lunged, but the crystal unleashed its curse. His hoard of gold melted into rivers of molten shame. Jewels turned to coals burning his flesh. He clawed at the air, shrinking to a wretched beggar before his subjects' eyes. Mercy, he wailed, but the people, long oppressed, turned away. Malik ascended not as tyrant, but wise king, sharing the crystal's true gift. Seeds of prosperity sown across the land. Grain fields bloomed, rivers ran clear, and laughter returned to the markets. And so, my friends, the tale ends. The moral story? Greed may bring power for a moment, but it always leads to destruction. True wealth comes from kindness, fairness, and a generous heart.